Okay, hi Shifra. This is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm really, really, really excited to be doing this and to actually delve into these concepts that we've been discussing and learn.
And brains it's not brainstorm. It's like I'm not talking about like it's like learning, but it's also like bouncing my understanding off of your bouncing our understandings off of one another. And I think like that's like the it's what's the word for it when you do it, but it's not in a collaboration. Like it's not in a business world. It's in like a I guess grow or learn.
Yeah, growth or creation.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
to
either way.
come to deeper understanding.
Come to deeper understandings. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So I would love to
Should we just
I
talk
think
around the topic and not actually bring up the topic and then see if anybody can just listen and get so frustrated until they actually manifest the topic into being spoken out loud? You
oh my
see what
God.
I did there?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That was really good. That was really good. But I really want to I really want to dive in because I'm like going through this like in my mind also how I think there's a process for everything in life. And think sometimes when we go through a process on our own, we want to um I I at least this is my experience, I tend to want to teach people that process so that they don't have to go through it themselves. Right. And there's a big part of life that people need experience, regardless if everybody else around them has experienced it. Like they have to experience it. But through teaching and learning vicariously, maybe it can help people through their process, right? Like listening to podcasts or YouTubes or
It can give
asking
them like a
advice, right?
fast
That can help people in
forward.
the process. Sorry?
It can give them like a fast forward.
Yeah, like a fast forward and also like community and know they're not alone and all of that, right? But and so I do think everybody has to go through processes, and especially when it comes to what we've been talking about, like manifesting and just visualizing and healing, and people have to go through that process. But from my experience, there was so much stress just on that process, not realizing there's another process out there.
Okay, can you clarify?
Like that, yeah, meaning that when it comes to like because this is what I want to know. Like, do people have to know this right away? Like, not know this, obviously, but okay, let's say when you're trying to heal or you're trying to manifest, there's a lot of this emphasis on being and not doing and meditating and visualize and give it time and let the ideas come to you and just be in flow and trust. And there's not a lot of action or stress on taking action. It's almost kind of the opposite. It's like we're coming from the doing world. We need to be now. Just be, just heal, take the time. Really, a big part of manifesting is visualization and meditation. That's been very, very much. And so there's there's definitely that part to it. But then on the other side, there's the action and there's the creation part, which is so important. It's like nothing's going to happen if you just sit in the mountains for a year and meditate. Maybe that will help you on your journey, of course, to get you to where you need to go, but that's not the end goal, right? Like it needs to be combined with some sort of action. So my idea, like what I've been going through is not taking away that process from people of being, because I think it's really important, but also not discarding the fact that we need to take action.
Okay. So
Right?
I would
Like
sum up
that's
what you
what I'm
just
saying.
said as in um I would say manifesting through action.
What is it?
I would sum up like what you just said and call it like manifesting through action.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be,
Right?
yeah.
Creating like
Yeah.
actually creating the life that you are manifesting. Right? I do think there is like a greater divine intervention that does happen, right? There is manifestation is, we're gonna call it a real thing or not, whatever it is. It's a real concept, right? But I think very often what you've just said, right? There's so much focus on the being. There's so much focus these days on slow down, stop being so busy. And then people are slowing the F down and coming to a screeching halt. like I slowed down so much, and now it's like, okay, so I'm sitting in my living room. Where's my Porsche? You know, like I've been meditating and manifesting my Porsche for like, 4 years now. I did the things, I did all the meditations. Now where's my Porsche? Porsche, not Porsche. Also Porsche.
You have a Porsche?
I don't have a Porsche either. Where's my Porsche? So I think really like what I think is what we came to delve into together is the taking action while leaving room for miracles.
Well, yeah.
Because I think for me personally, like I left a lot of room for miracles. Possibly, I don't think there's such a thing as too much room, but I didn't personally in my own journey, I didn't take a lot of action. I think I took enough action. Obviously, everything is divine intervention and divine being and doing. But I think I'm at a point in my journey where I'm ready to take more action into creating the manifestation that I'm living in. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. No, I totally hear that. And do you think, like collectively, that's where like humanity in this world is kind of heading? Like, do you feel like from outside of you, people around you are kind of in this space? I feel like, do you feel that way?
100%, but I have to say that is the power of manifestation, right? That is the whole idea of manifestation. Where I am is how I see people, right? It's how I see the world. So I am bringing that energy to me.
Yeah.
So I do think there's a whole world out there and I know there is, of people that are living on a different, maybe frequency, right? And they're not experiencing this same experience where I'm being told, or I'm being pulled to like actually just, just be. But I think there are a lot of people that are also living in a world of being and doing and found the perfect harmony and dance. They're just not in my vortex right now because that is not where I am.
Okay. So question, do you think that people, like I'm just basing this on my own experience. Do you think that people, like, let's say for you, for example, where you were like a couple months ago, just in the being, right? Do you think that had somebody taken away the being from you and said, okay, it's time for action now, would you have been ready? Would you have to have gone through that process to get to this place of action? Like my is that, we live and we learn from each other. And like we said before at the beginning, we try and help. We're all here trying to help people on their journey. And maybe in a way you said, like, fast forward it a bit. Like not everybody has to suffer everybody's pains. If we can learn from each other, right, then we can like avoid certain mistakes. Is this an area where we can like take that away from people in a way? Not, I mean, us not take it away, but where people like, where we can like fast track the being, or is that necessary? The being is necessary to get to the action. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are.
Again, in my own experience, it was, but I don't think there is a one size fits all theory, right? Like there's so many people that have different journeys, and so many people don't need that space of being. They absolutely don't. They go straight into being to manifestation to living the life of their dreams. There are people like that. They don't need the silent retreats and sitting on a mountaintop in India in shards. And they don't, that's just, they don't need that space. For me personally, that was my journey. So obviously that's what I needed. Yeah, I don't think there is a one size fits all, but I definitely do see within my own personal circles that, because this is the crowd that I'm hanging out with, and this is the language that I speak. These are the people that I'm attracted to, and therefore we have very similar experiences.
Right, right, right. I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, I think I don't think that yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think that like one size fits all, for sure not. Everybody has their own journey and everybody needs to live out their own journey. From my experience, though, I definitely feel that in the manifest and the spiritual world and within the content and the books and the movies, the videos and meditations and all of that, there was a lot of stress on the being, not a lot of stress on the action. And I think that it's important. I going back to the question, I don't think that we should be taking away the being from anybody. If you feel the need for your journey to take a year off, you go and do that. But the teachings of the importance of the action in my journey, I feel was lacking, very much lacking. I do have to say though, we're all coming from such a doing world, right? So we're unconsciously, I mean, I was unconsciously living for so long where I was just doing. I was just constantly on the go, doing, like finding things to do. So I do think that there's that pendulum where like people are so focused. Now you just have to be, because we're coming from that place, right? Like we're coming from I was coming from such an extreme. I didn't sit still for a second. Like I didn't even know who I was. I didn't know that I was like, I didn't know. Right. So I feel like we had to go to the other extreme, but that's not to say that the teachings shouldn't have been there. Not shouldn't, that's the wrong word. That's not to say that I wouldn't have benefited from teachings of action. I might not have taken the action. I would have probably still done the same journey I did, but I think the teachings are important to even just be there to stress the action part of your manifestation, of just living in creation. We're not only going to create by visualizing, by meditation. I mean, and that's the whole idea of Judaism too, right? And like what we were discussing yesterday or whatever, or 2 days ago, like you're not going to create just by being. It is one part of it, but it's not all of it.
You know, as you were speaking, this image just came to my mind because I work in a very mathematical way. And you said like I was taking action, I was taking action, I was so busy, which you were. I'm a testament to that, Shifra. You're always busy. Even when you're just being, you're busy being. But that's just a side note from knowing you from personal experiences. But what came into my head is that like, so you had the action and then you stopped and then you had like an increase of consciousness, we're going to call it. And now I think the next step is taking the action with the consciousness, and I would call it conscious action, taking conscious action.
Yeah.
Because taking conscious action, like you said, you didn't know who you was. I don't know exactly that. I just like that term that you used, but yeah. I think when we're not taking conscious action, we're so busy being busy because our focus is on the busy. And when we're taking conscious action, I think the focus is on the being while doing something. Right? So when I take
focus on the being, yeah.
It's on the being within the action. It's not on the being within sitting on the couch, umming and ahming. It's not about that, but it's in every action I take, I'm conscious and I'm here and I'm present and I experience it. And in my own personal experience, when I take conscious action, not just action that will like give me a feeling of the fact that I'm taking action, but action that is in such alignment with my greater purpose, it is absolutely invigorating.
Yeah.
When I am taking action, whether it's coaching somebody or even training, and I know that that is in alignment with my higher purpose, because for me, movement is something that just bubbles in me, right? When I'm spreading my joy for movement, I'm being, because I am fully embodying that moment, But I am not sitting on my couch ooming and ahming and waiting for the Porsche to show up. Right. And I think that is in essence manifestation in action. Is actually living in the beingness of what your essence is. Because I think at the end of the day, our essence is growth, not necessarily growth, but our essence is the pure consciousness and pure beingness in everything that we're doing. Does that kind of make sense? I think it kind of makes sense. I went on a tangent.
Yeah, that was like really.
Yeah, okay. I could drop the mic. Thank God the mic is being held, so I don't have to drop it. Because otherwise I would break it. And that would be a shame.
No, that was like really, really well said and well put and all.
Thank you. I practiced it all night. I didn't. I practiced it. I practiced it in my meditation.
You visualized it in your meditation.
Yeah, I did it. And now I'm in the being doing thing.
Now you're you're just acting out the visualization that you had previously. You're living in the visualization now live.
I manifested this moment.
Yeah.
But we did pre-book a time, so we took action on it. And
we didn't just appear.
And we both came on to Zoom. So we took action. And this is how it happened. We definitely manifested doing a podcast together though.
Definitely.
That was definitely something we manifested many a year ago, but it's okay.
Yeah, you're back.
I'm back. I froze for a bit.
No, it's all in divine time. It's in perfect timing. It really is. And I think like a big, like this is something that I've been thinking about, like the whole idea of like, because it was coming up with like another person that I was speaking with, also trying to coach them through something, how, we're not going to jump in and save people and help people, and people have to experience their experience and their journey.
Yep.
I really do, however, feel from my own experience that the action part of manifesting, very like I would love to see more of it, like the action part. And that's not to say that people shouldn't be, and they shouldn't take time off, and they shouldn't meditate, and they shouldn't visualize or have vision boards and journal and just take the hour off a day or whatever it is. It's not to say that. It's just that like action, like the action part of it, I felt was like, I don't know, maybe being looked over a bit, or it could be I just didn't see it at the time. Like I didn't see it for being there. That very much could be. Like in all the teachings and like inner work that I was doing. Maybe I wasn't ready for it yet. Could be I was just not ready, and I was just like I need to be in the be right now. Like I need to just get to know me and consciousness and who my true essence is. But I do, however, feel that teachings are always there subconsciously. So even if you're not ready for something, if you learn it, you hear about it, it's there subconsciously, and you'll be able to pull it out when you're ready to hear it and to act on it. So that was like, that was something that I definitely felt like very passionate about the past few weeks, especially like you said, like people within your like life and your world will reflect what you're going through. You'll reflect what they're going through. So it's been like very, very common. It's been very common. But then on the greater scale too, like not the greater scale, but like not only within your friends, but just all of a sudden content that you're reading. Well, that's also probably because they're tracking you. But
and I think that's also what we're hearing, right? We're hearing.
Yeah, it's what we're hearing. It's
not the other way around. Like,
no, it's like if you're looking to buy a car and you're looking at like, I want to get a Nissan, you will all of a sudden only see Nissan on the road. Like 100%.
Because that's where your energy is flowing, right? What you understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you understand that, for sure. for sure.
I do think it's cool though that like
I
you
want,
said, what was that?
no, go ahead.
I do think it's cool though, like what you said, that all the people in like I think you and I both had a very similar journey. I think we had a very parallel journey, which is super cool because like I not everybody in my circle had a parallel journey to me. And a lot of them, it's not that I lost along the way, but a lot of them I just didn't relate to along the way. And I think what's interesting is that you
Right.
and I had very parallel journeys for a number of years
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. And I think we were like they were all very much within like max maybe a year.
Yeah.
Like meaning following each other within like the year or so, right? And
Yeah.
which is really, really cool because I think if you're going through something at exactly the same time, it's not like we couldn't have been there for each other the way that we were there for each other. I think had we been going through it exactly at the same time.
Yeah, had we both been going through it at the, you know, like those like best friend memes says like I'll be there whenever like I got your back, but if we're both like if we're both struggling at the same time, we're screwed.
Yeah, because it's like I don't have my back
I
or
like
your
do
back.
you. It's not like I mean not in like a sick codependent way, but when you're both stuck in a funk, it's very hard to see out.
It is very hard to see out. And I also do think even on like a deeper level, like if you're in a very dark place and you need the help to get out or to see things from a different perspective, if someone else is in a dark place and they're also seeing things from that perspective, the two egos will just get in alignment with each other from that dark
Yeah.
place. And then you're kind of just like you're just marinating and going further and further down in this place, or you're just staying or whatever, but you don't have that other perspective and that person to say, oh, hey, okay, so that's cool. That's what you're going through. That's dark. That's not who you are. And like you have the support system from another place, whereas like, if you're both in a rough spot, like your egos right away will just leech on and like and you're
Bump
like,
heads.
let's just hang out here for a little bit.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Which is fine too. And it happens, of course. But I think like from our journeys, like the both of us had gotten stuck in like dark places for a bit of time. So I think it's important that you
I
can
like the way
have
you
people.
say that, gotten stuck in dark places for a bit of time. When you say a bit of time, are we talking like 20 years or so? It's okay. You know what?
No. Meaning to say it's not like it's not
It was like 2 hours.
yeah, totally. I meant a bit of time, meaning like as a
Yeah, no. We did have
like a
like over the past.
shifting. Yeah, like we were shifting time periods. It wasn't like I came home from work and I was my boss is terrible and you were in a bad mood and you're like, oh my God, yeah, I totally get it. He sucks. And
Yeah.
then like we're both eating dinner over like our sucky boss, and then like the next morning, okay, cool, we're back at work. I'm talking like, yeah, and like, and even that, you want to have friends that could be like, okay, cool. So bad day. I love you. You're good. And let's move on. You know what I mean? You want
Yeah.
people in your life that won't get stuck in the funk with you. They'll hear
Yeah.
you. They'll
Yeah.
have compassion for what you went through. And then they'll be able to say, like, girl, you got this. Like, we are good. Let's go. And I feel that if from the place that I was in, okay, I was in some dark places at times that if I had to be supportive of a friend who was in a very dark place, I don't know that I would have been able to been that full healthy support. Do you know what I mean? Where I wouldn't have
100%. No,
seen
I
things.
agree. I agree.
I
I was
would
just
have maybe
laughing about it. Yeah. Yeah. No, I
right.
definitely think it's, we've definitely hit one another um in it
Yeah.
like one up, one down. And I think it's actually been a wonderful, I wouldn't say journey, because like I don't think our friendship is a journey. Like it's been a wonderful experience in life. Like, and I hope it just keeps going. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, journey experience, but still the same.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not done with you yet. Put it that way. So I kind of don't want to like label it. Like I still think we have a long
Oh,
way to
does a
go.
journey feel like
Yeah, like I went on a
Sorry,
journey to
repeat that one
Japan and
thing.
I came back from my journey. My journey's over. So like my journey of
Okay.
my friendship with
So,
you is like, no, it's not it's been an experience and it's an ongoing experience, you know, like I'm not done.
right. Okay. Okay. I guess. Yeah. No, I hear that. I guess like a journey doesn't feel like it's ongoing. Like I feel like I'm on the journey of life. Like this is just a journey.
Yeah. Okay. So the
Like I'm
journey of
not
our
really,
friendship has been good. That's all I was trying to say is that like I really appreciate you as a friend. But again, I think
I
this
love
is
you,
not
girl.
this is irrelevant. Whatever, guys. Like so you know that that Shifra and I are good friends. But that is not where I was trying to go. I think we should start wrapping things up because we're starting to cut into our time. How would
Right.
you sum things up, Shifra?
How would I sum things up? Okay, I would love to sum things up by saying that I think there's a real importance in being. We are human beings. We're not called human doings, Eckhart Tolle. We're human beings. We are supposed to be. I think once we get to the level of consciousness where we experience our being, our true essence, our neshama, our soul, then it's time for action. And it's time for action and it's ebb and flow. So we're constantly being and then taking action and being and action. The more time being, the more action you're taking from a conscious place, right? So it's about taking conscious action. How do we come to take conscious action? Sometimes we do just need to be, to get to know yourself, to get to know oneself. You do need to take the time to be. But then it's coming back in and learning how to integrate, really learning how to integrate.
All right. Well, I was gonna bring a wrap up line, but I don't even have one. I think you did a wonderful job. So guys, go out
Oh,
there and go crush life. Go take them by the grab life by the lapel, and your life is out there waiting for
you
you.
got
Just
this.
show up. That's all. Just you got to just keep showing up, putting one foot in front of the other. And when you can't put one foot in front of
Yes.
the other, you stay there for a while and then you put the next foot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that brings us to a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, you can find plenty more on my Spotify account or on Shifra's YouTube account. Is that correct?
Yep.
You can find plenty more of the two of us, both on Spotify, YouTube. Shifra, your social media handle is?
Shifra Weinman, Remedy.
All right, so there you have it. Shifra Weinman Remedy is Shifra's social media handle. You can find her on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and across different socials. My social media is Coach Chevz across all socials. And I thank you for joining us today. And Shifra, I want to thank you for joining me and joining us and doing this collaboration. This has been fun. I look forward to many more chats with you,
Yes.
both live and unrecorded. Just because I love chatting with you. Sorry, guys, you're not going to have every chat that we have together recorded. Um, there are some things that are just for the two of us. Okay, whatever. That sounded snobby, but we'll share if it's anything smart. We have to cook things up in order to sound smart eventually. We have to bring this, you know. Anyways, I went off on a little ramble. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for listening. And if you're still here, we love you. We appreciate you. We are proud of you. You got this. You got life. Life got you. And go crush it. We're waiting to see you shine, and we will be your number one cheerleader when you do. We know we will be your number one cheerleader always. You are always shining. Not always does the world see it, but you are always shining, and we are there to cheer you on the entire way, even when it doesn't feel shiny. Anything to add, Shifra?
You got this, guys. So much love.
And we will see you next time.
Bye.